The evening was quiet, the city lights flickering in the rain. At the small bakery on 3rd Street, people came and went, laughing, chatting, rushing home. But every night, around closing time, she came. A frail little girl in a worn-out wheelchair, her thin hands trembling as she pushed herself closer to the door. "Sir, do you have any leftovers today?" she would whisper, her voice soft yet filled with quiet dignity. Most people ignored her. Some gave her pitying looks, others turned away. But one man couldn't stop noticing, Adam, a single dad of one little boy. He often stopped by the bakery after work, exhausted from juggling 2 jobs. Each night, he saw her there. Always polite. Always patient. Always leaving with just a small paper bag, the leftovers no one else wanted. That night, as the rain poured harder, she came again, soaked to the bone, her wheelchair struggling through puddles. Adam's heart ached watching her. He decided to follow her, not out of curiosity, but out of something deeper. Maybe it was fatherly instinct. Maybe it was fate. But what he discovered down that dark alley would change everything. She rolled slowly through narrow streets, past flickering street lamps and empty benches, until she stopped near an old building that looked abandoned. Adam parked his car a few feet away, heart pounding. The girl disappeared inside through a half-broken door. Moments later, a faint sound of laughter, soft, tired, but real. He quietly stepped closer and peered through a cracked window. Inside, under the dim light of a single bulb, sat 2 children, one barely a toddler, the other around 6, and an elderly woman lying weakly on a mattress. The little girl, still dripping wet, smiled through her pain as she shared the bread and soup she'd collected. She tore the bread into pieces carefully, giving the biggest portion to her baby brother, then to her grandmother. Only after they ate did she touch her share. Adam's chest tightened. She wasn't begging for herself, she was begging to feed them. He stepped back, his eyes stinging. He looked at the world around, the city of people who had walked past her for months, never seeing her story, never asking why. The next morning, Adam returned to the bakery, bought everything on the shelf, and asked the owner about the girl. The man sighed, "Her name's Lily. Car accident 3 years ago, lost her parents and her legs. Been taking care of her siblings since then. Never asks for money, just leftovers." That day, Adam didn't go to work. Instead, he went back to that broken building with his son, Noah, and a basket full of food, clothes, and blankets. When Lily saw them, her eyes widened. She tried to apologize, thinking she'd done something wrong. But Adam knelt beside her and said softly, "You don't need to say sorry, Lily. You're the bravest person I've ever met." Days turned into weeks. Adam helped them fix their roof, arranged for medical treatment for Lily's legs, and even enrolled the younger kids in school. He never did it for attention. He did it because once, he too had been lost, and someone had believed in him. One night, months later, Lily wheeled herself outside, now smiling brighter than ever. "Mr. Adam," she said, "the doctors said I might walk again someday. Thank you for not looking away." He smiled, tears in his eyes. "Just promise me something," he said. "What?" she asked, her voice trembling. "When you stand again, help someone else who's still sitting." The camera could have faded there, but it didn't. Years later, Lily walked again. And outside that same bakery, she opened a small food center that gave free meals to homeless children every evening. On the sign, one line glowed in soft gold. "No one eats leftovers here, everyone deserves fresh hope."